For many years, Canada's energy sector was primarily focused on serving the United States. With its vast natural resources, Canada became a dependable supplier of oil, natural gas, and electricity to its southern neighbor. This partnership fueled economic growth and ensured energy security for both countries. Pipelines spanned the border, delivering Canadian energy to power American homes and industries. However, this reliance on the U.S. market left Canada exposed to changes in American energy policy. While beneficial for many years, this dependence eventually led Canada to seek greater energy autonomy. As the global energy landscape shifted, Canada saw the need to diversify its energy partnerships. The dangers of relying too heavily on a single market became more evident. The U.S. remained a key energy partner for Canada. Yet the urgency to explore new markets and ensure long-term growth became a priority for Canadian policymakers. This awareness prompted a gradual shift in Canada's energy strategy, paving the way for a more assertive and independent approach. The year 2025 was a pivotal moment for Canada's energy policy. Facing pressure from local producers, the U.S. government imposed tariffs on Canadian crude oil imports. This protectionist measure sent ripples through the Canadian energy industry, highlighting its dependence on a single market. The tariffs highlighted the urgent need for Canada to diversify its energy export destinations. Relying solely on the U.S. market was no longer a viable option. This realization prompted a strategic shift towards new markets, especially in Asia, where energy demand was rapidly increasing. This new direction required substantial investment in infrastructure and a renewed emphasis on liquefied natural gas, or LNG. Canada had abundant natural gas reserves, particularly in British Columbia, but lacked the necessary facilities to liquefy and export it. The U.S. tariffs acted as a catalyst, urging Canada to speed up the development of its LNG export capabilities. With its rapidly expanding economies and ever-increasing energy needs, Asia presented a compelling opportunity for Canada. Nations such as China, Japan, and South Korea were eager for energy to sustain their swift development. These countries represented a vast potential market for Canadian LNG, offering an alternative to the U.S. market. The west coast of Canada, especially British Columbia, became the center of this eastward expansion. Major LNG projects, such as the Kitimat LNG facility, were announced and expedited. These initiatives aimed to tap into vast natural gas reserves, generating jobs and stimulating the Canadian economy. The development of LNG infrastructure underscored Canada's ambition to become a global energy leader. This move marked a significant shift from its traditional role as a continental energy supplier. This transition had deep geopolitical ramifications, positioning Canada as a pivotal player in the global energy market. Canada's bold energy strategy encountered major hurdles, especially in terms of environmental issues and Indigenous rights. The development of pipelines and LNG facilities sparked worries about environmental harm, greenhouse gas emissions, and effects on local ecosystems. Indigenous communities, whose lands often overlapped with proposed energy projects, expressed strong resistance. They called for respect for their land rights, genuine consultation, and a share in the economic benefits from resource development. Addressing these issues became essential for the success of Canada's energy strategy. The government acknowledged the necessity to balance economic growth with environmental protection and respect for Indigenous rights. This delicate balancing act required continuous dialogue, stakeholder engagement, and a commitment to sustainable development principles. Section 5. Beyond LNG, propane exports, and the Trans Mountain Pipeline. While LNG dominated the headlines, Canada also sought to diversify its energy exports through other means. Propane, a byproduct of natural gas processing, emerged as a significant export opportunity. The demand for propane was on the rise, especially in Asian markets where it is essential for heating and cooking. The Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion, aimed at transporting oil from Alberta to the Pacific coast, was a key element in Canada's energy strategy. This contentious project, which faced significant opposition from environmentalists and Indigenous groups, sought to open Asian markets to Canadian oil producers. The Trans Mountain Pipeline underscored the complexities and controversies of Canada's energy ambitions. It highlighted the delicate balance between economic growth, environmental protection, and Indigenous rights. Achieving consensus and finding common ground remained a persistent challenge for policymakers. Section 6. A new geopolitical landscape. Canada's energy independence. Canada's strategic energy policy shift has had profound geopolitical effects. By lessening its reliance on the U.S. market and establishing new partnerships in Asia, Canada has emerged as a more autonomous and influential player on the global stage. This energy independence has empowered Canada to pursue its foreign policy goals with greater freedom. It has bolstered Canada's position in international negotiations and increased its strategic significance in a world focused on energy security. This transformation also impacted Canada's relationship with the United States. Although the U.S. remains a vital ally and trading partner, Canada's drive for energy independence has introduced a new dynamic in their bilateral relationship. This new dynamic requires careful management and open dialogue to maintain cooperation and mutual benefits. Section 7. Regional partnerships. Strengthening ties with Mexico and beyond. Canada's energy strategy reached beyond Asia, focusing on regional partnerships to boost energy security and collaboration. Partnering with Mexico, another North American energy leader, became a significant priority. Both nations saw the advantages of closer energy ties, such as sharing expertise, coordinating energy infrastructure development, and potentially working together on renewable energy projects. These partnerships aim to fortify regional energy markets and lessen reliance on other global players. Canada also pursued energy collaborations with other countries in the Americas and beyond. These partnerships signified a broader move towards regional energy integration and acknowledged the interconnected nature of global energy markets. By diversifying its energy partnerships, Canada aimed to solidify its position in the changing global energy landscape. Section 8. A sustainable future. Canada's potential in renewable energy. As Canada advanced its ambitious energy export strategy, it also acknowledged the importance of transitioning to a more sustainable energy future. The nation is endowed with abundant renewable energy resources, including hydropower, wind, solar, and geothermal. Investing in renewable energy development and promoting energy efficiency measures became central to Canada's long-term energy strategy. These initiatives aim to cut greenhouse gas emissions, diversify the energy mix, and establish Canada as a leader in clean energy technologies. Canada's dedication to sustainable energy development mirrored a growing global consensus on the urgency of tackling climate change. By balancing its energy exports with investments in renewable energy, Canada aimed to secure its energy future while contributing to a more sustainable planet.